Hello and welcome to The Revolution Will Be Heard. My name is Dopper and I'm here to run through all of the latest British Wrestling Revolution news and events. As things continue to heat up leading into the huge show coming up at the end of this year, I'll be here with regular updates like this one along the way. So please subscribe to my channel, which is youtube.com/Dopper6, and I'll keep you abreast of everything going on in and around BWR. This is a completely unofficial fan-made video. I don't work for British Wrestling Revolution in any capacity. I'm just a very enthusiastic fan of the promotion who regularly watches their product both in person as well as on demand and spends a lot of time thinking about the past, present and future of the promotion. So the biggest news this past week was the official announcement of the main event at the 7th anniversary show, along with the poster being released for that event. The 7th anniversary show will be taking place on Saturday, 6th of July 2024 at the Memorial Hall in Cleethorpes. To purchase tickets for this show, and most of the other BWR shows in future, more on that later, I tend to type BWR wrestling tickets into Google because I keep forgetting the name of the website. It is actually ticketsource.co.uk. And that's source as in where something originates or can be obtained, not source as in ketchup. You get it. Over the weekend I looked at the seating plan and there is one solitary front row ticket still available for this show. There are also a few second row seats available on all four sides of the ring, as well as some seats further back which still have a great view of the ring and entranceway, but are a bit cheaper if you're on a tight budget. For those who may not know, BWR's anniversary shows have been among the biggest and best shows of the year every year. The first one, back in 2018, featured the debuts of TNA superstar Grado and, in the main event, WWE superstar Pete Dunne, who challenged for the BWR Championship just 1 year after he and Tyler Bate stole the show at an NXT TakeOver event in Chicago. I'll get into some specifics regarding that show poster in a moment, but first I want to read part of BWR's announcement of the main event for the show, which will be Scotty Rourke defending the BWR World Championship against the headline Will Cruz. Scotty Rourke and Violence Party have turned BWR into their personal wasteland, spreading chaos and destruction at every turn. Will Cruz, the resilient warrior, is back with a vengeance, ready to save BWR from the clutches of the Violence Party. This is more than a title match, it's a battle for the soul of BWR. Will Cruz reclaim his rightful place at the top and restore order? Or will Scotty Rourke and his ruthless faction continue their reign of terror? I really like that. It conveys how important this match is, not just for the individuals involved, but for the company as a whole. This show will also be the 1 year anniversary of Scotty Rourke turning his back on the BWR fans and forming this Violence Party faction. That night, Jack Turner and B.A. Rose appeared in BWR for the first time to help Scotty attack his former best friends Tyler Devlin and Jimmy McIlwee. Kira Chimera, who Scotty had been tagging with in other promotions, very successfully I might add, joined the group at the end of 2023. In the first 3 shows of 2024, Violence Party have, as mentioned in that match announcement, continued their dominance. At Insurgents in January, they won 2 out of 2 matches. At No Gods No Masters in March, they won 3 out of 3 matches. And then at the Riot Rumble in May, Scotty retained his World Championship, and Kira walked out with the Women's Championship, albeit after losing the match, but she left the champion Gia Adams laying and nicked her belt. As I said earlier, I was going to look at some of the specifics regarding the 7th anniversary show poster, and the thing that immediately stood out to me was that all 4 members of Violence Party are on there. You see, Jack Turner wasn't at No Gods No Masters in March, and B.A. Rose wasn't at the Riot Rumble in May, so, as if their dominance over the company wasn't enough before this point, it's looking like the anniversary show will be the first time all 4 members will be in the building at the same time since Kira first joined the faction. And that is probably not good news for Cruz. No other wrestlers have officially been announced for the anniversary show as yet, but 2 other matches were confirmed during the Riot Rumble. The Anarchy Briefcase Ladder Match is an anniversary show tradition in which 5 or 6 superstars attempt to climb the ladder and unhook the Anarchy Briefcase, which contains a contract, and that contract allows that wrestler to get a match of their choosing anywhere, anytime. There have been 4 Anarchy Briefcase ladder matches so far in BWR's history, and it should be noted that all 4 winners have gone on to become the BWR champion as a result. Last year's winner was Scotty Rourke, and the year before that it was Will Cruz, so that is a good indicator of how your career can be skyrocketed by winning this match. So that's one match coming up, and the other will be a BWR first. The first ever women's Anarchy Briefcase ladder match will also take place on this show. There have been some very wild women's matches before in BWR, but this is their first ever women's ladder match. The women's matches always get big reactions from the BWR live audience, many of whom are ladies and girls of all ages, so I'm sure the atmosphere for this match will be excellent. None of the participants for either ladder match have been announced as yet, so keep tuned to this channel for news and updates on that, and for all BWR news going forward. Finally for today, I'm going to look a bit further into the future with some dates and ticket news for the next 2 shows that will follow the anniversary show. Earlier in the year, I looked at the ticket website to get some show dates, so I could catch up with my mates about whether we could go to them all, and a show was confirmed for Saturday 14th of September at the Memorial Hall in Cleethorpes. That show is still confirmed, and it will be the next show after July's anniversary show, but the name has changed. Back in February, it was listed as being called BWR Warning Shot. I thought that was a cool name for a show, and the thumbnail was a very cool logo for it too. But checking back on the site this week, the name of the show has now been changed to The Last Stand. Hopefully Warning Shot is still in their drafts folder to be used at a later date because, like I said, it's a cool name and a cool logo. The Last Stand has traditionally been the final or penultimate show of BWR's year since as far back as 2017. But with the announcement of BWR's debut at Grimsby Auditorium in November of this year, The Last Stand will be used for the September show instead. Tickets for The Last Stand are scheduled to go on sale at or shortly after the anniversary show on 6th of July, and, as always, they will sell out very fast. So, on to that historic November show then. When they played the fantastic video back in March at No Gods No Masters, announcing they would be doing a show at Grimsby Auditorium, I was going bonkers in the crowd. You see, I'm old enough to remember a promotion called ECW, who back in the 1990s was an exciting regional wrestling promotion that ran shows in their same mid-sized arena every few weeks in front of a passionate sold-out crowd who loved seeing their little company evolve and improve as word spread around the country and it became more and more popular. ECW would sometimes bring in some well-known wrestling legends from outside the area to work alongside their full-time roster of local workers who were early in their careers but were already very good. Sound familiar? When ECW announced they had signed a deal to do a pay-per-view event, that small but passionate fan base celebrated the fact their beloved promotion had reached the next level. That's how I feel about BWR and about them running the Grimsby Auditorium. For context, Memorial Hall in Cleethorpes can hold around 200 fans, and BWR comfortably sell out pretty much every show. Grimsby Auditorium, however, holds around 1,000 people. When this show was announced back in March, with a fantastic video on the big screen, which genuinely gave me goose pimples, by the way, ring announcer Richard Young made an appeal to the devoted fan base, saying, quote, "We've got a very big room to fill. Tell everyone, tell your friends, your family, tell the world." It was that exact sentence, actually, that inspired me to begin this series of YouTube videos, spreading the word and keeping other fans up to date with everything going on in British Wrestling Revolution, as that huge show on Friday, 22nd of November, draws near. Like I said earlier, the tickets for all BWR shows that take place at the Memorial Hall in Cleethorpes go on sale at ticketsource.co.uk. But tickets for this huge show on Friday the 22nd of November are only available from the venue itself. So Grimsby Auditorium's website is grimsbyauditorium.org.uk. I did a check of the available tickets on there this past weekend, and with over 6 months to go, they've already sold almost 200 tickets. So you have to figure the vast majority of those are probably those of us who sell out the Memorial Hall every few months. So now the hard work really begins, getting new eyes on their product. I myself have a lot of friends who like wrestling. They watch WWE or AEW on television, but don't tend to attend live wrestling shows very often. Those are the folks I imagine could be persuaded to have a nice night out at the wrestling. It's a Friday night, so no school in the morning, meaning a late night for the kids is less of an issue, and ticket prices are more than reasonable, from as low as £16. Also, the layout of Grimsby Auditorium is such that there really are no bad views of the ring. It's worth noting that there are 5 premium seats in the front row still available for this show as I'm recording this. That's 2 lots of 2 together and a single one. So that's it for the latest BWR news for now. I do intend on doing these updates regularly. There may be some periods where there aren't any match announcements or specific news direct from BWR themselves, so in those periods I'll be looking into the archives on their on-demand channel, stuff like that. So it is worth subscribing, and I'll keep you fully up to date with regular BWR related videos. youtube.com/Dopper6 is where the revolution will be heard.